Okay, picture this. It's 2002 and you're invited to your first ever pool party. Swimming is your life, it's your favorite activity, your parents call you a fish, and your friend has a huge in-ground pool with a 9-foot deep end and a killer party scheduled for the end of the 5th grade. Your regularly strict parents have given you the okay to go, even though there will be boys, and all that's left to do is shave the 14 hairs that you have on your body and pick your best swimsuit. But you notice that you've outgrown your swimsuit from last year. You're a little rounder in some areas, and it's just too darn tight. So your mom agrees to take you shopping for a new suit before the party. Nothing can tarnish your spirit. You're just dreaming of the blissful first jump into the cool water and gliding through the pool like the mermaid you believe you are. Now you just need a suit to match your vibe. 3 hours later, you're panting and sweating inside a Kohl's fitting room. Your mom has lost all patience, and tears are stinging the corner of your eyes. Not a single suit in the junior section is fit. You've tried the most coverage and you've tried the biggest sizes available, but none of the sequin, colorful, and vibrant age-appropriate suits can even get over the new round hips and full belly you've acquired almost overnight. You didn't realize it then, but puberty hit you like a ton of bricks, and as an already bigger child, you were growing into a curvy teen body with zero representation of your size in stores. Eventually, you find something in the women's section that fit. It was very different from all the suits your friends would wear, but at least it covered up all the spots you thought were a problem back then. This was the first time I looked in the mirror and absolutely hated what I saw. I had been living with this body for 9 to 10 years, but only once I was rejected by society's standards, in this case, the age-appropriate suits, did I realize just how much difficulty I would endure. This would continue to be a common theme into my teenage years and well into adulthood. The next time it devastated me was prom shopping. I had spent my formative years from 10 to 17 being the big girl, being looked over and having my weight joked about, being undesirable and feeling like it took too much space. But I promised I wouldn't let that continue as I started making plans to go to my senior prom. Technically, my 2 best friends were each other's dates, but since I couldn't find a date, they decided that they would go with me. It was incredibly kind and understanding. This time around, my dad was the one to take me shopping. I was so excited to just feel like a regular girl. I didn't need to feel like a princess or anything extreme like that. I just wanted to get dolled up and feel pretty for the first time in my life. We went to the traditional prom shops where every last girl in my high school got her dress, and I searched and scoured every last rack to find not a single dress in my size. I felt completely disposable, as if all the powers that be decided I shouldn't go to prom, and that I certainly wasn't allowed to look and feel pretty like the other girls. And then I had to explain to my already tired dad that we'd have to go to yet again someplace else to find me a dress. But my options were already incredibly low. We finally found a place that specialized in women's plus-size clothing, but it was a dress barn, which of course wasn't a prom shop and was definitely not age-appropriate. I ended up in a drab cocktail dress that didn't fit right in the chest and made me feel like a 40-year-old woman. Everything that should have been special and unforgettable about prom ended up being miserable and scarring. Of course, no one outwardly bullied me about my dress, but it was obvious I didn't look like anybody else, and in turn, I didn't let myself enjoy the day for what it was. That was over 13 years ago, and now clothing lines have gotten exponentially better in offering plus-size clothes in a wide variety of styles. Things have absolutely changed for the better clothes-wise, but it still isn't and will never be easy to shop for plus size as it is for straight sizes. They still have lots of work to do. For straight sizes, you can walk into pretty much any store and find multitudes of options, while the plus size section is usually hidden in the back, and the options look nothing like the straight sizes. There's so much coverage and extra fabric and loud prints, all with the intention of distracting lookers on from the size of your body. Why can't they just take straight size options and make them simply bigger? It continues to other and ostracize people of size when clothing companies refuse to make just the same clothes but bigger. And for the few companies that do, you're made to shop online without the joy and ease of trying it on in store and feeling fabrics and judging quality by touch. You're meant to weed through online catalogs that are usually pretty expensive just to find simple items that a straight person could find 12 varieties of at their local store. And what about those with mobility issues that can't make it to stores regularly? They're meant to shop for everything online, and while there is a convenient factor to that, it also feels like regular shops are a hostile world that they're not welcome in. Cut to present day, and I've got a 6-hour flight home scheduled. I'm already sweating before we board the plane and dreading shifting my body down the aisle, just praying to anyone listening that my hips don't bump others who are already in their seats. I spot my seat, and lucky me, it's a middle seat, and the other 2 passengers are already comfortable. I stand at the end of the aisle and make pleading eyes with the 2 seated that unfortunately my big self is going to have to intrude on their already small spaces. I shift into my spot clumsily and press each one of my hips into the constricted seat. It's pushing and contorting my body in a way that feels wrong, and I've been seated for less than 45 seconds. I shift from side to side, trying to get more comfortable while squeezing my body in, trying to refrain from touching my 2 neighbors. I pull my shoulders together and hold my arms as close to each other as they'll possibly go to avoid encroaching upon their spaces. I finally find the seat belt and pull it over my belly just to find that it's an inch short of buckling. Panic sets in. I planned for this, though. I know what to do, but it doesn't make it any easier. I've got to ask for a seatbelt extender. I survey the flight attendants and single out the one that seems to be the nicest. But tears are still building and my throat is choking up. She walks by and I'm barely able to get the words out. "Excuse me, may I have a seatbelt extender?" My voice is low and scratchy and the tears that have welled up fall down my cheeks. I quickly wipe them away and wait for her to come back. 15 minutes pass and she's forgotten about me, so I'll have to ask again. I'm horrified that a trip that should be wonderful and that I'd been looking forward to is now marred by the experience of feeling ostracized in my world yet again. A waiting room with cramped chairs. A bus with small seats. Benches with narrow rails. Why are these public spaces feeling more and more hostile? Why hasn't modern invention made people feel more and more welcome in society? Stephanie Sarkis, a Forbes contributor, says, "Airlines have created increasingly cramped seating on their aircraft, and passengers have reached their limit." But it's not just planes. I feel that my car seatbelt is too tight, and so I fear being in a car accident, which gives me anxiety doing my regular errand running. You might think, well, why not just lose the weight? You think I haven't thought of that? There are many, many reasons why some people are bigger, but the common factor is that weight stigma furthers weight-related health issues. From the National Library of Medicine, experiencing weight-related stigma can also be extremely psychologically stressful and hence damaging to mental health in and of itself. Recent research suggests that fat stigma is a major but not well-recognized population-level driver of obesity and chronic diseases. If weight stigma further oppresses fat people, why hasn't society caught on and started making public spaces less hostile? This is the issue I want to bring to your attention today. I don't want to sway you in any particular way other than letting you realize what it's like to walk around in a bigger body. If you felt at any time during this speech like you were walking in my shoes or that you related to anything I had to say, then this speech has done its job. Next time you're at the doctor's office or waiting for a bus or even shopping for a new outfit, I want you to realize that not everyone may have it easy. I believe making more people aware is the only way to reduce weight-based stigma and therefore create positive change throughout society. Thank you.